And we're live. Greetings, friends. Happy Sunday. Zoidy Pepper. If you're wondering why I am sitting so close to the camera, it's because we have a passenger down here who's sitting behind me. This chair is only big enough for one, but she still insists on being a little puppy. She may weigh 50 pounds out in the world, but in her mind, she's just a little puppy. She's just a little girl. How is everyone tonight? Welcome, friends. Appreciate you being here. Happy Monday. On Mondays, we Marston. I just threw together a bunch of random Marston videos from old Marston Mondays. I have all the footage from everyone that we ever did. So it's just an assortment of raw footage, but I didn't really get a chance to go online and fool around with John. Zoidy Pepper, I love how you say, and we're live. Yeah. I got a lot of signature catchphrases. Appreciate you being here, friend. Worked on thumbnails. Well, actually worked on more selfies. I'm getting better at selfies. And put some photos on the Instagram. Some Christmas photos. Also worked on Christmas decorations. I don't feel I'm sentimental, but I do like Christmas. Actually, might have something to do with the death of my parents, because I always relied on my mom to for all the Christmas holiday stuff, and I'd go visit, and she'd have a tree up and all that Christmassy stuff, and now I have to do it on my own. If I want it to happen, I need to do it, or go to a mall or someplace to look at all their Christmas displays. But I want to do something special for Sadie, and for me. I like it. Zoidy Pepper says, "You're welcome. Look forward to being here." Appreciate you being here, friend. John is back on the Few Spotted Appaloosa. Oh, it's been a couple of years. Don't worry about it. You never really get used to it. It gets easier. But then at odd times you remember it's like how your life changes. And it's and you're different once you pass through that that particular hallmark. But yes, me and Batman, me and Bruce Wayne, adult orphans. Tony Stark, too. He had unresolved father issues. John hates condors. No one knows why. Well done, Zoidy Pepper. I just got that horse for Arthur and we bonded to level 4. Okay then.
All right, girl.
That's a good level to be at.
I ain't got the blame. Oh, partner.
I like to take my time bonding with horses because once you get to level 4, that's it. There's nothing else to look forward to except getting another horse. I miss those little horse emoticons when you give them apples or pet them. Odog, greetings, friend. Appreciate you being here. Happy Monday. On Mondays, we Marston. I hope you're doing well. Zoidy Pepper, John hates condors. No one knows why. I love how you say that. John does indeed hate condors. Abigail thinks he was frightened by one as a little boy. John's going black hat here. Just for the video. Just for your entertainment. Are you not entertained? Rebel Beast 64. Hey, mister. Greetings, friend. I like your username. Are you a true son of the South or daughter of the South?
You're acting hysterical. Count to 10, okay? He's the one.
Where did these bounty hunters come from? So inconvenient. O-Dog Sadie's here. She's sitting in the back of that chair. She's pretty much taking up, I would say, 70% of the chair, and I get to sit on the front. I don't know how long it'll last. Langator, howdy. Greetings, friend. Happy Monday. On Mondays, we Marston. We'll be on for a couple hours. John's going to fool around in New Austin and Blackwater and beyond. What you up to today? Walked the dog, exercised, did some cardio, did some jump ropes, had pizza salad for lunch. One of my favorite lunches, where I take a slice of pizza and I put a salad on top of it and eat it with a knife and fork. That's probably my favorite way to eat pizza. Zoidy Pepper, on Mondays we Marston. Yes, indeed we do. And we got swarmed. Interestingly, it might just be a timing or a scheduling issue. The live streams do better on replays than they do live, which is fine. You know, I'm just, a view is a view. It would just be more fun for you and me if we got more people right now. While we are actually live, interacting. That's the fun part for me, is the interaction. Rebel Beast 64. I've been thinking about getting a PS5, but I already have an Xbox. Just wondering if you could give me some advice if I should buy a PS5 or not. Thanks. I haven't bought a PS5 yet. I thought about it, you know, during COVID, when it was like prices have relaxed now and they're available. So that's, you know, one pro in its favor. There are no games on PS5 that I want to play. It's a beautiful looking console. It's a piece of art, more so than the Xbox, I would say. So if you can afford it, I'd say go for it, just because it looks so pretty. And there will at some point be PS5 exclusive games. Also, it's got a Blu-ray HD player if you don't have one of those. That'd be fun. Well, if you're going to get the one with the disc drive, which is the one I would get. Prices have stabilized. They're easier to get now. I would say if you can afford it, go for it. But if it's going to hurt Or if you're on the fence, on the bubble, don't skip it for now. Until something comes up, until a game is released that you actually need a PS5. And since this is a Red Dead channel and all we do is play with Arthur and a game from 2018, I don't see a reason for the channel to get it. I mean, we could make an unboxing video, but I'm in no hurry to get a PS5. Let's just put it that way. Although I love tech, I love having the latest tech. There's just nothing there for me right now. Might be easier to stream from a PS5. Zoidie Pepper says, I'm hoping to get a PS4 next year for a birthday. It's a big day. Yes, indeed it is. I hope you do. PS4s are readily available on eBay. I bet you could even get a PS5 on eBay. I mean, a used one for cheap. Some kind of manufacturer refurbished or seller refurbished. That might be something to look into. If you're on a budget, I mean. And Sadie's leaving. That's good. Now I can lean back. All birthdays are special, Zoidie Pepper. Celebrates once around the planet. Micah, greetings, friend. Happy Monday. On Mondays, we Marston. You would think after doing 4 live streams concurrently, I'd be ready for a break, and I am. However, I could easily live stream every day. These are a lot of fun, and I would if we were getting more views. Taking the rest of the week off and coming back on Fridays. I go through live stream withdrawal. I miss you guys. I miss the interaction. I miss talking. Zoidie Pepper, I do, but more so next year. It is a big, special one. Okay, well, that's good to know. Something for you to look forward to. O-Dog says, what up, Micah? Sadie moved to her crate, which is in front of the desk. O-Dog, you're right. There aren't enough elite next-gen titles. Not right now, but I mean, I'm sure there's going to be something. There has to be. It's just doesn't make economic sense to have this high-end console and no games to play on it. But for me, the only reason I would get a PS5 right now is because it's so pretty and would look good next to my TV. But there's nothing I want to play on it. And also it might be easier to stream from a PS5. Might. And it is technically a business expense, but I just don't really care. Zoidie Pepper, when is your birthday, if you don't mind me asking? Antonio, mine is in 2 months. I just had mine. My birthday is October 31st. O-Dog, Baldur's Gate, Diablo 4, NBA 2K, God of War, Star Wars, Jedi Survivor, Spider-Man, that's about it for now. Who is Baldur and what is his gate?
That isn't half bad.
That sounds like a... Let's look that up while John gets a haircut. Oh, it's elves and fantasy stuff. Baldur's Gate is a series of role-playing video games, to quote Wikipedia, set in the Forgotten Realms Dungeons & Dragons campaign. The game has spawned 2 series known as the Ballspawn Saga and the Dark Alliance, both taking place mostly within the Western Hemisphere. Okay, so it's a Dungeons & Dragons. Not really interested, but I know a lot of people are.
Need a driver, sir?
I think the only fantasy game that I like is The Witcher 3. Micah T, I love those beards / mustaches. Yeah, I like the Spartan on John. I don't think Abigail likes it, but I think it's a very Old West masculine look for him. I think it goes well with the big valley hat. Zoidie Pepper is getting a haircut. Leo Friedman says, awesome stream. Thank you, friend. Glad you're here. Happy Monday. On Marston, we Mondays. Actually, on Mondays, we Marston. I got too excited thinking about The Witcher. Leo Friedman, do you wish Red Dead Redemption 2 Story Mode got DLCs? Of course, yeah, everyone does. But regrettably, we make our own DLCs in this game. We have to. If we want to keep it alive, we just have to start making up our own stories. That's why I wrote the Christmas story. A very Arthur Morgan Christmas in Red Dead Redemption 2. What would you choose as the DLC? I was talking about that last night. My frankly genius idea for a DLC is what happened to Charles and Sadie when Arthur was in Guarma. Just follow that. Picking up Hosea's body and Lenny's body, dealing with John getting arrested, and Abigail freaking out. Just there's all sorts of tiny little side adventures in there that you could explore. And you could play as both Sadie and Charles. Yeah, that'd just be fun. And they have no idea where Arthur is or if Arthur's going to come back. I mean, we know what Arthur's doing, and we know that Sadie and Charles really stepped up and took a leadership role in the gang and kept everyone together. There's a lot of stories in there. Leo Friedman says, awesome idea. Micah says, what would you rate your drawing skills on a scale through 1 to 10? 4. 4. I can kind of draw. I draw better using a program like Illustrator. Zoidie Pepper, have you played Assassin's Creed? Sea Rise. There's a good bunch of them, but still rather play Red Dead Redemption 2. I've played Assassin's Creed Black Flag, the pirate game, and Assassin's Creed Valhalla, the Viking game, and I prefer the Viking one. Rebel Beast 64. What's the next movie going to be for movie night? Well, I'm glad you asked, Rebel Beast. I have a choice, in my brain at least, between Pee-wee's Big Adventure and Vertigo by Alfred Hitchcock. Both are really both are my favorite movies, or in my top 10 list. I'm leaning towards Pee-wee's Big Adventure because Paul Reubens just died, and that would be a fitting tribute to him. However, we just did an 80s movie last week with Big Trouble in Little China, so we might have to do Vertigo and then return to Pee-wee's. Perhaps later it's more of a, we could consider it some sort of a Christmas movie, maybe around there. So probably Vertigo, even though Paul Rubens died this year. Leroy, greetings, friend. Hello, everyone. I'm here. Went to a casino with my friends, so this is a very nice way to end the night. Well, Leroy, luck be a lady tonight, and I hope she was a lady with you. A lady doesn't leave her escort. It isn't fair, and it's not nice. It's one of my favorite Sinatra songs.
Doing okay, girl.
You got to be careful with singing because it'll demonetize the stream. Even singing is not allowed. Well, I guess it is allowed. You'll just be penalized for it. Yeah, I put my drawing at 4. I put my singing at 7. Leo Friedman, what's your favorite saved file you have? I have so many favorite saved files. I've got Arthur's in every chapter, and in Guarma, and in New Austin. I've got I've got a post-game a chapter 4 Arthur with the Legends of the East outfit. My favorite way to play the game is just to start a new game, get him to chapter 2, and then start working on the Legend of the East satchel and just fool around in chapter 2 and go hunting. Micah says my favorite Sinatra song is My Way. That's a good one, but that's towards the end of his career. You know, that's more of a swan song to me, and I like the songs that celebrate his life, you know, in the mid-century, like New York, New York, and just the classic Sinatra songs. Also, Elvis did a great cover of My Way. So did Sid Vicious, as I recall. Zoe Pepper, you should be allowed to sing if you feel happy to. Yes, you should. Odog says, Super Antonio, if there is a way to rent games, I recommend. Don't sleep on those titles, LOL. Yeah, you can. PS4, PS Now, or PS Play, I forget which one. The subscription to service will allow you to rent a whole bunch of games. Or rather, you know, you pay, I don't know what it is, $5 a month or whatever, and you have access to all their games. You just have to stream them. That's what Serena does, I believe.
I'm proud of you.
Muda Manon. Greetings, friend. Years later, and you are still one of the best Red Dead Redemption 2 YouTubers out there. I don't understand why you haven't blown up yet. Well, I'm not everyone's cup of tea. I know I have a quirky sense of humor that not everyone understands. You either love my voice or you hate my voice. And I'm not a cute redhead like Amaranth. Micah, do you listen to Weezer? Not really. I can't even think of any of their songs right now. Leo Friedman, what Red Dead Redemption 2 state would you live in? I live in the great state of Lemoyne, in Saint Denis, near the hotel, which has great Wi-Fi. No, I'm a city boy. I live in the city. Muda Manon. Well, I still love you as a YouTuber. Keep it up. Thank you, friend. I really appreciate you being here. It means a lot to me. It does. And your kind words mean a lot. Keeps me going. Leroy, sadly, Red Dead Redemption 2 isn't as popular anymore, Mud. Plus, people seem to be way more interested in RD2 edits than tips and basic fun in its verse. Yeah, because that's all there is now. I feel I appeal to a very specific type of player who just wants to relax and play with horses. And then another thing is one of the channel mandates for me was I just make videos I want to make. I make the videos I want to see. So the audience I'm appealing to is essentially me. And I don't care about making money. I don't care about exploits. I don't care about weapons. I don't really even care about wardrobe. I love the horses. I love exploring. I love fooling around. The landscape inspires me. That's a very specific group of audience that I'm catering to. Zoidie Pepper, I've watched your channel for many years now and love the sound of your voice. Very calming to me. Thank you, friend. Appreciate it. I didn't know what you looked like when I first found your channel. Yeah, nobody did. I didn't show my face for years. And it took me weeks to get comfortable talking on the stream and talking in front of the camera. That's why I've kept all the videos, all the live streams. So you can go back to the first and see how awkward I was, where it's just, yeah, no, lots of long, awkward pauses. The main challenge and drawback to live streams is you have to fill the air with words, with conversation. That's why I rely on the chat. The chat just helps me out because I can read the comments. Leroy, I'm a part of that audience. I find no interest in the hardcore Red Dead Redemption 2 edits with lots of flashing and such. No shame to their skills, but it can get repetitive at some point. Yeah, but that's what sells. That's what the 12-year-olds want. Micah, I assumed you looked like you did in your pic. Yes. But some people would ask if that was my pic. Serena asked if that was my pic. Leo Friedman, I remember when I started playing Red Dead Redemption 2 4 years ago, and I always preferred your videos on the Missouri Foxtrotter. Ah, the memories. That's back when the game was all new and extremely exciting. Yeah. If I blew up, it was from those Missouri Foxtrotter biscuit videos. And also, I didn't like the videos I was watching at the time where everyone had that false enthusiasm and were speaking like DJs and yelling at the camera, I just wanted to be more sincere and have a reality and a calming presence. But I knew I'd be attracting a more mature audience, and that was going to limit the platform. Man with no name, hello friend, greetings. Appreciate you being here. Happy Monday. On Mondays, we Marston. Zoidie Pepper, you were nervous. I know what you mean. It's scary the first time. Things like show yourself to the world. I thought your pick as well. You should put up there. Okay. Yeah, it's just, it was one of the things I was avoiding. I always wanted to live stream, but there's a big learning curve involved in live streaming. It's not like making videos, not at all. Micah T, how old is that photo in your picture profile anyway? I don't know, it's a couple years old. I used to use, if you look in the lower right-hand corner of your screen, the subscribe button, which is like an S and an A in the PS4 font or logo. That was my first icon for the channel. And Leo Friedman says, what made you decide to show your face eventually? One of the goals for this year was to start live streaming. And so I was like, okay, well, let's do it. Might as well go all the way. And now for the live streams, I add pictures of myself in the thumbnail. And I haven't really noticed if that has helped with, I think it has helped with the subsequent views. Because the live stream replay views are much better than just the traditional video views. But that might just be because it's new content and it's long form. And people like long form, they have it on, people like long form videos because you can have it on the background while you're doing chores or studying or playing video games.
Oh, partner.
Yeah, I wanted to add a live stream component to the channel, but I had no idea I would enjoy it as much as I did. As much as I do, rather. Micah, when I first found your channel, I actually thought you were using some sort of voice filter to make your voice sound so calm. No, that's me. I add a little reverb to it. Just a dab. Just because I like how it sounds. It just makes it sound, just makes me sound fuller.
Y'all all right?
Good morning.
Routine house inspection. Zoidy asks, how are both you and Sadie doing? Sadie is fine. She's sleeping now. She's very tired. She was sitting in the chair with us for a while. She wanted to participate in the stream, or at least say hello. And I posted a picture of her under the desk looking cute right before the stream started. There's nothing behind those doors. It's just a void. It would be fun if you could go in there, go into the black void, and come out somewhere else. If just one of those doors opened and dropped you someplace else through another door. Like the hidden tunnels, the hidden underground tunnels in Disneyland and Disney World. It would explain how the trapper can traverse the map so quickly. Leo Friedman, what's your dog's name? Sadie. Super Sadie. She is the channel dog. Zoe Pepper says, I love walking my dog and chilling out with her. Same. Same. Highlight of my day. Highlight of her day, too. To be fair. Leroy, repetitive compliment, but I genuinely like how even your voice is. It isn't blaring and loud, but it isn't too quiet either. To the point you can't hear anything. It's just balanced. Well, I appreciate that, Leroy. I'm glad I made you a mod. Sorry if I tease by nature, but only if I like you. It's from affection. It's from a place of affection. My mother was in broadcast for a long time, then she did voiceovers for PBS. So I guess it's in the blood. Zoidy Pepper says, Sandy is my dog's name. She is my best girl. I know exactly how you feel, friend. And she means the whole world to me. Yeah, the bond between man and dog is 50, 60,000 years old. There's a lot of evolution there. Leroy says, I get that. Yeah, I know you do, Leroy. Man's best friend is not a cliche. It's absolutely true. Micah, PBS Kids, Hawaii. Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I love old movies. That's pretty much all she'd let me watch. But that's where I got my love of film in American cinema. So yeah, probably Vertigo this weekend for the movie night. Unless I can find something else that just pops for me, and then Pee-wee's Big Adventure later or during the holidays. It's a nice holiday movie. Leroy, you just triggered a deep place inside of me. I loved PBS Kids, and it was the only thing I could watch. It turned me into a dinosaur. I turned into a dinosaur nerd due to it. Dinosaur Train was life back then. Well, there's a dinosaur in this game, and it is called a Totalosaurus. Very rare. Leo Friedman, how do you keep finding things to do in the game? Do you not get bored of it? Or do you just play it for content? I do not get bored with it. I love playing and replaying the game. I love every encounter. They're at this point they're like old friends to me. Arthur and John, and that cigarette collector guy, and Maximo.
I ain't gonna hurt you.
It's just fun. I have an enthusiasm and a passion that I try to portray in the videos and in the live streams. Zoidie Pepper, I wish Sadie was my dog's name. For the question, what was asked, my girl is called Maisie. I thought, yeah, you told me that. And I remember you said that. I recall that. And Leroy says, Maisie is a cute name. It sure is. And Leroy says, ah, yes, from the woman I thought was a man. Salutations for her or him. Are you talking about the Van Horn bath lady? With the suspiciously large hands? And Sally Nash? Love Sally Nash. Yeah, I just don't get tired of this game. It's strange. It's as strange to me as it is to you. I don't know why I haven't moved on. I've tried. The Witcher 3 came close. I loved The Witcher 3, but I love this game more. Also, Ghost of Tsushima. I love samurai, all things samurai in Japan. And that game was made for me. It's absolutely beautiful. But I love this game more.
I'm sorry.
Oh, Leroy, I'm talking about the woman discovering the bones. Yes.
What are you talking about?
Shoot you like a sick hound.
Yes, I know who you mean. Routine camp inspection. Micah, one of the bath ladies in this game looks exactly like Mary Beth. Yes, I know the one you're talking about.
Come on.
I think they just cut and paste the file and altered her face a bit and changed her personality. It's a lot like Westworld. They've got all these files and faces to choose from, and they just take a bit from here and a bit from there.
Somebody help.
Leo Friedman, thoughts on the GTA 6 trailer? Looks beautiful. It's gorgeous. Don't care.
All right,
I've said many times, that's the world we live in. So why would I want to see a more colorful, more violent world that is outside my window? And also, you know, I've said many times, I like video games set in the past or in the future. I don't like the present because I live in the present. Also, um, you know, I don't like modern music. I don't like that culture. I don't like that fashion. I don't like the cars. I like old cars. Um, Vintage everything except tech. Yeah, you know, it's like in video games aren't vintage. I don't like vintage video games. Um, so it's not appealing to me. Odog and I and the chat had a nice discussion on Red Dead Online versus Grand Theft Auto Online where we talked about the differences. There's a whole, there's a philosophical difference in the gameplay of Red Dead Redemption and Grand Theft Auto.
Good girl.
And it's very difficult to play this game as if it's GTA Cowboys. You know, this game requires you to slow down and enjoy and appreciate. And the music, you know, is different. It's more relaxing. It's, you know, it's not, you know, it's like someone in the chat talked about how amped up they get playing GTA. And this game never amps you up, even when it's supposed to. Micah T, the 1950s had the best cars and motorcycles. Also, the best fashions. Men in suits, wearing hats.
That's my lady.
Women with gloves, dressing like ladies. Zoidie Pepper, yes, green tea. Green tea every night. Leo Friedman, do you wish you lived in the world of Red Dead Redemption 2? I know I do. So much simpler. No, not really. I do like the modern world and modern conveniences and hot water and soap. Better medicine, sunblock. There's many things but you know, I used to dream about this world, and I loved this world so much I created this channel. So a part of me, of course, feels like I am living in this game virtually. Micah, I hear Europe is still like that in terms of fashion. Well, it's more formal than the US. There was a show, came out about the same time as Breaking Bad called Mad Men. That was set in an ad agency in the 60s in New York. And I used to watch that for the fashion. It was a big soap opera, though. And it's one of the reasons why I love Hitchcock movies. Because everyone is so well dressed. There's a YouTuber, he's huge. He's called the Report of the Week. He reviews fast food, and he always wears vintage suits. He's got a fine collection of suits. I don't know if you know him. You should. He's got millions of subs. YouTube legend. And I follow some men's fashion Instagrams. Micah, do you think we'll go back to that level of fashion? No, because people are lazy. And it's a lot easier just to put on a tracksuit and a t-shirt and very comfortable sneakers. Zoidie Pepper says, my math teacher was called Mr. Hitchcock. Oh, thank you, Leo. Appreciate it. Well done, friend. You keep this channel going. Look for your name in the end credits. I have listed every super chat I've gotten I've ever received since the channel started. I'm very proud of that. Shout out to Leo Friedman, and thank you for the super.
You did your usual. Good job.
This video is sponsored by viewers like you. John's trying to go to Mexico again. Searching for that elusive route. Really thought we had it here.
You, mister.
Leo says, of course. Are you playing any other video games, Leo? Are you,
Who's this?
I'm always curious what everyone else is playing. Are you playing Diablo 4? Odog is
No.
obsessed right now with Diablo 4.
Don't need to do that.
There's your little chat alert, Leo. Super is lagging, or the Streamlabs is lagging. Oh, The Sims. Oh, no, Leo Friedman is playing Train Sim World 4, GTA 5, and Ghost of Tsushima. Yeah, I used to love Ghost of Tsushima. I've been curious about the trains in Red Dead Redemption 2, but I'm not a train guy. I mean, they look very authentic to me, and no one, I feel, has made a video on the trains to my satisfaction, but I'm not willing to do the research, at least not right now. And Leo, or Zoidy Pepper says, I love the Last of Us games. Have you played them? I have not. I was curious about The Last of Us, and not really about The Last of Us 2. And isn't it a TV show now?
Now where you off to?
As far as zombie games, my favorite are the Resident Evil franchise. That's one of the dirtiest buttermilk buckskin Kentucky saddlers in the game. I thought it was actually another horse because it was so dirty.
That's not very friendly.
I was like, that's a unique
I
coat.
ain't gonna hurt you.
That'll make a nice video. And no. Nope. Sorry, Marston. Really love this red landscape of New Austin. But it's like the snow up
why'd you
north.
do that?
There's just not much to do.
Ah, come on there. How are you, my friend? Look at you.
Yeah, I don't really like modern movies, and I don't like modern TV as well. Everything I watch is a rerun or old. Leo Friedman, I love when you ride close enough to Mexico that the Mexico music starts playing. Yeah. It's probably my favorite ambient music in the whole game. There's been times when I'd go there just for the music. Yeah, the fact that the music is there
Friends.
means you were meant to go there. In my mind. Like Guarma doesn't really have music. It has that hooter music. Actually, we could make a video just called a short called The Dirtiest Buttermilk Buckskin in Red Dead Redemption 2. This horse fell down. That's the only reason. Note how one side is relatively clean and the other side is horribly muddy.
That's easy. Come on. Nuh-uh. Stop.
And I've said before, if you are new to this channel and this game and you want to break horses, practice on the Practice on the common ones because it takes nothing. Don't go after the White Arabian on your first playthrough. I mean, as your first horse, because you will not take her. I hate when those hats are turned up like that. So many condors. Favorite horse in the game, the Silver Dapple Pinto Missouri Foxtrotter, of course. And the Piebald Tobiano Hungarian Halfbred. The Brindle Thoroughbred. Rachel, of course. The Seal Brown Thoroughbred for John. Buell. Cremello Gold Dutch Warmblood. It's a beautiful coat. Pound for pound, probably the Cremello Gold is the most beautiful coat, but just because of the rarity and how she's associated with the channel, I would have to say Biscuit. This cash regenerates, but regrettably the Del Lobos also regenerate. Reminds me, you have to go get the elk antler trinket for Arthur in Free Roam Friday in the Free Roam Fridays playthrough, because that 10% bump really helps. Would that we could do that in real life. This gold nugget in the fireplace also regenerates. You would think a gold nugget would be worth more than 75 bucks. You could have just made it 100. Leo Friedman, did you know at Hennigan's Ranch there is a golden ingot that respawns when you ride down to the tracks and come back? Yes, we made a video on it. Wyatt, greetings, friend. Happy Monday. On Mondays, we Marston. And Wyatt says, how are you? Very well, thank you. We're just kind of hanging out in New Austin, following John on his adventures.
You'll be okay.
Leo Friedman, how long have you been live? And we're live. 54 minutes and 51 seconds. We have about about an hour more to go tonight. I try to do 2 hours for these 8 p.m. streams. And then the Sunday stream is usually shorter, but it wasn't last night because we went to New Austin with John and the companion glitch and got 3 old boys. Not 2, 3. John kept respawning old boys that we weren't allowed to keep, but made for a fun time and a fun video. And ironically, it did very well in the replays, I think just because I put 3 old boys in the title. Micah T, funniest moment from high school. You know, I don't know. I'd have to think about that. It's an interesting question. Leo Friedman, 8 p.m. stream. You must be in the Rockies, not Saint Denis. Well, time in Saint Denis is elusive and relative. Let's go play at Bonnie's Ranch. There's a hat here.
I'm proud of
Yeah, you hardly think of high school once you're out of there. I'll tell you an awful moment. My best friend from high school, who like
All right, little fella.
who kept in touch with all those people. Okay, how am I going to do this? Okay, well, okay, I was walking. I was in the hallway. And I was trying to get up the courage to talk to this girl I liked. And this kid shoulder checked me and then called me a chink. And I just, to this day, I wish I had just socked him. You know, I had martial arts training at the time, but I was just so shocked at his, and I was so embarrassed. And I was, you know, and the girl was there, and I just, you know, I just shut down and just looked away and just turned around and walked away. So I told my best friend from high school, as adults, I told him about this story, and I mentioned the name of who. Well, no, I didn't mention the name, but you could see his jaw setting, like, you know, he still lived in that hometown, and he was like, who was it? Who was it? Who, you know, so, and you know, it's like fists were clenched. So finally, I told him who it was, and he just started laughing. He goes, he's in jail right now for dealing cocaine. It was a Catholic school, so yes, I did. I'm a product of 12 years of Catholic school. So
Join me, or the predators
those
will
people
think I'm
get
all
their
lonesome.
just desserts. I guess that's a funny story.
You a bounty hunter, mister?
I have been. Why?
No offense, I just know the type. I done some myself a couple years back.
Leo Friedman, other than Red Dead Redemption 2, what are some things you're passionate about? I don't know, let's see, movies, art,
He used to tell me
dogs.
stories about Red Harlow. Yep, you probably heard of him.
Let's see,
Legendary
the
bounty
Roman
hunter
Empire,
bringing the savage
especially Roman
outlaws of
Britain,
frontier
the
to
Civil
justice.
War.
Man who watched his parents get murdered in front of him as a boy, but who uses that pain to become a better man.
Yeah, that's
and
hard.
Ultimately,
You know, it's like,
wreak his vengeance.
that's a hard question to answer.
I don't know.
Many things,
Bounty hunting never felt like
I
that
would
to
say.
me. Nothing heroic about riding for 3 days to turn in some low-down chicken thief.
You're asking hard questions tonight.
Nothing easy in this
I'm passionate about
life, so I can't sit around all day.
communication and expressing myself and finding patterns. Leo Friedman, maybe a bit personal, are you in a relationship? To quote Arthur, no one would have me. And right at this moment, I'm very happy to not be in a relationship. Leroy says, I have been sitting here with no idea what to say. Don't worry about it, friend. Just the fact that you're here makes all the difference. And you don't have to, you know, never ever feel compelled to write something in the chat. You can just, you know, your level of activity depends on you and your mood, and if you have something to say or you don't. It's my responsibility to keep the conversation going, not yours. Lou Friedman says, same. Yeah, I'm content. But I've noticed, having a dog, that the dog takes care of a lot of daily affection and intimacy that you get from a relationship. Not, the naked fun parts, but just, having someone to hold and to watch TV with, and just it's like functioning as a companion. And I'm sure, I am absolutely certain, that's why so many women have those small little yappy dogs, because they intuitively understand that on some level. Micah, I've always thought private school kids were friendly. The ones I knew growing up were then the public schools kids I went with. I suppose, yeah, it depends. There's friendly ones, and then there's animal factory ones too. It's just like any school. Leroy, no one would have me, Arthur says, as all the female players drool over him and get jealous over his crush on Mary. Yes, I know. Get over her, Arthur. I love it when Mary Beth says that to him. Zoidie Pepper asks, when is your next Free Roam Fridays? On Fridays. Every Friday. From now until the end of YouTube. Or until I get bored or move on, which I haven't so far.
We must be near.
Free Roam Fridays, pound for pound, has always been more popular than Marston Mondays. For some reason. Everybody loves Arthur. And there's just less to do with John. But I do enjoy playing as John. And I like how he gave him a different personality in my playthroughs than Arthur has. Zoidie Pepper says, I hope you never get bored. I haven't so far, which amazes even me. Micah says, did you have a car or motorcycle in high school? No, I had a bike. I had a bike. And back to Blackwater.
Hey, mister. Good morning,
And back on Rachel.
Good
We missed Rachel.
Let's go.
Somewhere along the line, we picked up 100% honor. Leroy, I think it's due to the days. Monday is often a very busy day for a majority of people, while Friday is a relaxation day for others. Yeah, I suppose so. Zoidie Pepper says, how do you keep a 3-star bison headshot with an express round from a rifle? Rifles are for hunting. Leo Friedman says, what monitor do you have to play Red Dead Redemption 2 on? I don't know. It's a curved one. I don't even know how big this is. It's at least 32 inches. It's got HD. But it's not like a Sony or, it's not a name brand. It's just some cheap Chinese monitor but I just wanted it to be curved, and it needed to have speakers so that it could have so I could install these separate speakers that are on the side here that you cannot see. I've got my PS4s over here, and then the iMac that we are streaming on. Got a laptop in front to monitor the stream and the chat, and then we have another screen over here that is attached to the PS4, and we have the 2 external speakers on my father's antique desk. Leroy says, Is it only me that makes John do the sickest of things because honor doesn't matter anymore? Yes, Leroy, it is only you. No, it's not only you, but you know what I mean. Um, well, John has a family, so I think honor does matter. But again, as I've said many times during these streams, I do believe they made post-game boring so that to force you to go to Red Dead Online, to abandon John and the ranch and create a character of your own and go on Red Dead Online. It's snowing in Red Dead Online now. I just watched a Serena video. You know, another threat I haven't fully explored are the dream catchers. You get a nice knife at the end. It's just something I've saved. Leroy says, I love giving my horses silly names. I named my Ardennes Mist-Ache. I like puns. I name all the horses Superantonio except for Biscuit and Rachel and Buell, just because you get free advertising from Rockstar every time you R1 the horse. It's a very subtle watermark for the channel. Leroy, other times I'm chill and just admire the ranch and tend to the chores and animals. That's a nice lightning bolt. No, I like having tasks. I like having, like something to craft or, something to hunt or map to chase. Leo Friedman, my horse's name is Secretariat, a fine name and a great movie. He is a Black Arabian named after the fastest, most famous horse of all time. Well, the Black Arabian is one of the fastest horses in the game. Can't go wrong. A little small for Arthur. But the Arabians are always very popular. It feels like pandering, but anytime I need to pump up the views, I'll just make an Arabian video. Hortus says, hey y'all. Greetings, friend. Happy Monday. On Mondays we Marston. Zoidy Pepper says, my Appaloosa is called Casper. Must be a white or a black and white one.
Hey, partner!
Excuse me a minute. Someone, not me, needs to visit the balcony. Hold that thought, Leroy. I'll be right back. Talk amongst yourselves. Hortus, glad you're here.
proud of yourself.
Good girl. And we're back. I'm having a stream and someone else decides she needs to have a stream of her own. No pun intended. Well, maybe a little pun. Very little. I have a little garden set up in the balcony in AstroTurf, and I've trained her to just go on the balcony when she needs to. Very convenient for both of us, so we don't have to go downstairs. And she can go anytime she wants. Leroy says, my main mission is to pause at the same time as a lightning bolt so I can snap a picture of it. Yeah, I know. I should do that more. Those are always great shots. Have I succeeded in the 3 years I have been playing? No. The storm mechanics hate me. Well, it's easier. It's a little easier for me because, I record everything. So I can just replay it and take a screen grab. Hodok says, submit your horses for the horse show. Yes, indeed. I'll make a video on that when we approach 17K. Odog, how you been, friend? Hope all is well. The Skinner Brothers camp over here. Leo Friedman, do you play GTA Online? I do not. Not really interested. Hortus Red Dead Online horses accepted? Absolutely. And Odog said, a crummy day. It will be better tomorrow. Yes, I agree. It will. Yeah, I'll make a horse video, a call to when at some point later this month or perhaps next month. When we reach 17K. Leroy, same. I loaded it in a file one day and he was just chilling at Cattail Pond. After months of searching for him with no avail, he just pops up randomly. You better believe I immediately tamed him. That's how the game works. That's how the old horse algorithm works. Leo Friedman, do you watch other Red Dead Redemption 2 YouTubers like Strange Man? I do not. I try not to even look at the thumbnails. I don't want my channel to reflect anyone but me. Leroy, just to make sure, can you submit a photo of your real life horse? Yes, absolutely. It's always great to have real life horses. However, wait until I make the video asking people for horse pictures, and I'll explain exactly the format I want and where to send them, because the viewer horse video videos are probably the most difficult thing for me to make from an editorial standpoint. Just keeping track of everyone, just keeping track of the horse names and the horse photos and the horse and the viewer names, and it's like everyone needs an individual file, and I don't like opening up the email until I'm ready to deal with all those individuals. So I don't want to get overwhelmed at first. So wait, everyone wait. Odog says, we watch and support Serena's YouTube page, Starhearts. Yes. Yeah, I forgot about that. I do watch Serena's videos. And but you know, I don't feel that we overlap because she mostly focuses on Red Dead Online. And so I watch her videos to see what's going on in Red Dead Online. But anyone I overlap with, I try not to watch at all. I don't watch any Red Dead videos. I did it at the start. That's what inspired me to make this channel, because no one was making the videos I wanted to make. And Odog says he gets info from all of us, the community, and by playing. Yes. Yes, I get my best and greatest ideas for videos from you guys. Always have. Yeah, a lot of times I'll just ride around and wait for something interesting to happen. And the game never fails. Kind of like, now that I think of it, it's just like live streams for me. I just show up and start talking and hope something interesting happens. And more often than not, it does.
You're doing well.
That's the fun for me for live streams, is the freedom and the improvisation that involves, and the conversation. Even though it's one-sided, I'm the one talking. I'm the only one talking, but I'm responding to your comments in the chat. And I treat the chat as an entity. Asks questions. It's fortunately not very hostile. Zoe Pepper says, what is Serena's YouTube name? It is Star Hearts. I don't know if it's one word. Odog will know.
Oh, Parker.
I ain't gonna pay mind to you.
I made her change it to Star Hearts because she had her full-on doxable name when she started her YouTube channel. And I was like, you really should just change your name to something that people can't track down. And she came up with the Star Hearts. Leo Friedman says, so long, friend. I have to go. It was great to watch the stream. I'll see you around. Thank you, friend. I really appreciate you being here. Thanks for the super. Look for your name in the end credits. And let's see. We'll be back on Friday for Free Roam Fridays. Some kind of movie night. Those will be at 8 p.m. PST. And then I haven't decided what we're going to do on Sunday. That will either be at 11 a.m. PST or 8 p.m. PST, depending on the length. And then also we will return for Marston Mondays. We will also be doing streams for Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve, though I believe those are both Mondays. No, Christmas Eve is a Sunday and New Year's Eve is also a Sunday. So we'll be streaming then. And I'll probably do a Christmas stream because I'm sentimental that way. So that's on a Monday. Leroy says, maybe I should try that. Get my old rusty camera, start filming, and start talking to it while running around like a crazy person as John. Perhaps I'll be able to cook up some fun. That's what I do, Leroy. That is exactly what I've done for the past almost 5 years. Odog says, Star Hearts, 2 words, I think. Yes. Yes, she is a great friend of the channel.
It's okay.
Lodi Pepper says, busy time Christmas Eve and day for me. Yeah, it's busy for everyone, but I like to be there. I want to be there for those of you who do not have families or don't want to be with your families, so you can consider this your family, this chat and this channel. I want to offer that function. And also, it's fun for me. It's like hosting a party, but I don't have to feed anyone or serve drinks, and I don't have to clean up. Odog, are you doing anything special for Christmas? And back to Bonnie's Ranch we go. I do think John looks good on the Tiger Mustang. I like him on Mustangs.
Hey, boy.
It's a nice size for John. Dog says, hope not. Hopefully dinner and gaming. It sounds like a good night. Yeah, you should get some gaming in. That's the way to do it. Get some use out of that PS5. Odog, are you storing your PS5 horizontally or vertically? I like how they look vertically. And I think it just takes up too much space horizontally, but they looks good both ways. I feel it's better airflow vertically. Zoidie Pepper, I'm out all day Christmas Day. That's okay. Christmas is for families. And family comes first. Leroy says, there's these two dogs that always show up on McFarlane's ranch. Is that how you spell it? I think you're spelling Todd McFarlane, but that's okay. A Chesapeake Bay Retriever and an Australian Shepherd. I named the Chesapeake Chet and the Aussie Lilac. Those are good names. Yeah, the ranch dogs. I believe that cat, though, that hangs out around the house is Bonnie's cat. Leroy says, I pretended John owns them. Odog, it's vertical with an airflow stand charger I got off Amazon. Yeah, I wanted to talk to Serena about getting a vertical stand for her PS4, because I think that would also help with her overheating problems. Hortus says, I don't have a spot for vertical PS5 on my entertainment center. Well, it looks more like a building if you put it horizontally, but I do feel that the consoles should be vertical for the airflow. Leroy says, I named the cat Daxus. Yeah, I have weird names. Yeah, I'm not sure that name Daxus. I've never heard that before. Not sure of the origin. Odog says it's behind my TV. I can't even see it behind the 55-inch. Well, yeah. I'm thinking about getting a 55-inch HD. It's like all the boxes I saw when Sadie and I were out on our walk from the last Black Friday made me do some research. Just getting a cheap Chinese one for under 400. As long as it's HD, so I can. I have Once Upon a Time in Hollywood in HD that I've never been able to watch because I don't really have an HD player, or this. Well, actually, the bedroom TV can show HDs. Is the HD compatible? But I don't have a player. Odok says, because it's got 2 built-in fans, it won't overheat. Well, tell it to Serena so she can upgrade. You do have some breathtaking scenery on John's side of the map.
Get up, lady.
Odog says you can get a good Samsung for $398. My TCL 55-inch has been fantastic. Yeah, I have my parents' 48-inch in the living room, in the main room where we are now. It's actually on the other side of this screen where you guys are. And it's starting to burn out. I mean, you know, it's getting really dark in places. I was watching Lord of the Rings on Blu-ray, and it was just so dark I couldn't even watch it. So yeah, we need to upgrade the living room TV. See, I'd get that before I'd upgrade my TV before I get a PS5. Absolutely, without hesitation. I'd get more use out of it. Odog says the TCL was free as I won it the day after Thanksgiving. Well done, friend. But details and motion is fantastic on this new one. Could be a bit brighter, but for a free TV, I can't cry about it. Yeah, free is a good price. One might argue the best price. But then personally, I'm cordless. I don't have any terrestrial TV. That's why I don't really watch modern shows. I have Amazon Prime and Tubi and YouTube, and that's what I use for my TV entertainment. And then my vast and extensive collection of Blu-rays and DVDs. Currently watching Parks and Rec, Amy Poehler. I like that comedy more than The Office, but it's by the same people that did The Office. Odog says, I don't either. Yeah, you're the one who told me about Tubi, and now I love Tubi. Odog says, I don't watch regular cable. Yeah, there's nothing there for me. I mean, I kind of miss Netflix, and I kind of miss, in a perfect world, I would have Netflix and HBO Max and whatever Fox offers. But I don't care. I don't like paying for TV. I mean, I enjoy Amazon Prime and the free 2-day shipping. And then, in addition, they offer all this TV. But that's the only reason I would pay a subscription if I'm getting something else. Hortus says, Andy and Ron are the best characters. I love Ron. He is my hero. But what I noticed this rewatch is I finally warmed up to Tom. I always hated Tom. He was always so annoying to me. And now, like when he dates, like I couldn't understand why they made him go out with Anne, while he finally wore Anne down. But Anne before she meets Rob Lowe, Chris, she makes horrible choices. Like Andy was a horrible boyfriend for Anne, so it makes perfect sense that that she date Tom. She doesn't, yeah. And then Tom's best friends with Jean Ralphio. I love Jean Ralphio and his twin sister, Mona Lisa Saperstein. And Ron and Andy and April. You know, yeah, so many well-written characters. But also let's call them the NPCs, the side characters, you know, Sean Mulway Tweep, and, you know, Perd Hapley. And, yeah, they're just,
All right, little feller.
everyone in that show is perfectly written. I'm really enjoying it. I'm on the last season, which is season 6 or 7. So yeah, I'm really enjoying it. I'm really glad I got the DVD set. Odog says Tubi, Pluto, Roku TV, My Vudu, Disney, Hulu, and YouTube. A girlfriend gave me her Peacock and Paramount. Me and my brother share NFL Red Zone and MLB TV. You're all set. Zoe Pepper says good night or good morning to you all. Okay, thanks for being here, friend. I really appreciate it. David V, there he is. David, welcome, friend. Happy Monday. On Mondays, we Marston. Really appreciate you being here. We've just been hanging out. David, what's for dinner? Odog, Super Antonio, get a Roku or Google-powered TV. I don't know what those words are. I do. I'm just pretending I don't. Get Pluto TV. Oh, yeah. I have BBC TV. I do like classic Doctor Who and Midsummer Murders. I love Midsummer Murders. And so does Sadie. We're addicted to Midsummer Murders. We watch so many of them. It's a very dog-friendly channel. And did you notice how anytime you see a dog walker, the dog is going to discover the body? I love that. And I love the theme song to Midsummer Murders. Hortus, look at all the amenities. Look at all the amenities. And David had tacos for dinner. Okay, I'll eat tacos. Crunchy. Yeah, we've been watching like 2 episodes a night of Parks and Rec. I don't want to binge. I guess I'm technically binging it, but I want to make it last. And completely enjoying it. That friendship between Anne and Leslie is beautiful. And also Leslie, she's one of my favorite characters. She's just so enthusiastic. Her enthusiasm for local government and democracy and American history and her work ethic I just love it. I think she'd be a really annoying person to know, but she's a great TV character. One of my favorites. David, is John ignoring the big flappy birds? Absolutely not. He's completely frightened with them. We've been on for about 90 minutes and he has rendered more than his fair share into X-birds. I believe at this point we're trying to get that hat. And
Hey, quit acting like a fool there. Careful there.
and we weren't really allowed to interact with him.
Easy there. Don't act crazy now. Hey, don't make me bother the good lawman about you.
David, did you ever get a PS5? Or are you still on PS4?
Keep yourself to the customer area.
David
This
says,
is all
PETA,
finished.
yes, I know. People for the ethical treatment of condors.
Go and ask your mama for
Odok says Google, Amazon, and Roku are streaming services that have their software installed on TVs. Yes, I know, I was just teasing you. They make the TVs so-called smart. If you always hear, they have some apps preloaded and allow you to... Yeah.
Damn it to hell!
Yeah, I know. I have an Amazon Fire TV in the bedroom, which is basically just a portal for all things Amazon. And then I believe Freevee is owned by Amazon, so I watch a lot of Freevee. Nodoc says, add apps like YouTube or Apple TV, he continues, and sync to your phones so you can control them without remote. Google uses voice controls. Yes, it can't. I have all my voice controls disabled because I don't want the NSA listening in. I am a little bit like Ron,
Okay there.
Ron, as far as it goes with big government peering over my shoulder. Odok says, okay, I don't touch Amazon or Apple. Oh, I'm all over Amazon. I love Amazon. Very convenient for me. That's funny you watch Midsummer Murders. The theme song, which I really love, that quirky, is played on a theremin. I don't know if you know what a theremin is. It's a relatively modern instrument that was invented in the 20s by a Russian. It seems like something Nikola Tesla would like. It's played with an electric current, and you use your hands to manipulate this current that makes these weird sounds like the theme song to Midsummer Murders. David V says, no PS5 yet. Same here, David. I was just telling ODog I would get a 55-inch HD TV before I got a PS5. I just don't, there's no games on there yet that I want to play. And Odog says, Midsummer Murders, eh? I've just started. Was watching randomly on Pluto, but I've got it on BBC, so after Hawaii 5-0, I get back to it. Yeah, they've got like 20 seasons. It's like Law and Order for the UK. It just goes on and on and on. And I love when there's just an infinite amount of content for me to just like put on in the background. And they're fun, quirky mysteries. David V says 65-inch for me. Yes. Well done, friend. Okay, I'll start looking at 65 inchers. We can be TV brothers. Yeah, last Black Friday, on our walks, Sadie and I just kept seeing these giant boxes. Everyone was upgrading their TV and just dumping the boxes in recycle or banding them outside. Odok says, we're not high rollers like Davey. Well, yeah, but there will be Black Friday deals. And David says, man, what? He found one for $4.99. And Odok says, Davey, I won my 55-inch at a raffle at the car dealership. And Hortus says, I think mine is a 65-incher. Yeah, it didn't even occur to me to look at the 65-inchers. But if I can find one for under $400, sure. Why not? Nothing succeeds like excess. I believe Oscar Wilde said that. And plus, it's just, you know, I don't go to the movies anymore. I might as well watch him on the biggest screen possible. Leroy says, man, I bought my 55-inch. I wish I could have won it. Well, you won the true gift, Leroy, which is love. Odog says, I got 55 in all 3 rooms. I think I've got 45s or 48s. I don't know. I should know. Stan bought. Greetings, friend. Happy Monday. On Mondays we Marston. He writes, or they write, hey, just joined. Where's the best spot to find an American paint? I'm having trouble for Horseman 10. You can look at Moonstone Pond, or not Moonstone, Cattail Pond, or you can look north, south, east, sort of northwest of Hanging Dog Ranch. There's a purple flower field, and then the trees by Dutch's Pipe Cabin. The Appaloosas and the American Paints will spawn in there, but I would look at Cattail Pond first. Great to see you, Stanbot. Interesting username. David says it's a Vizio, so decent brand. Yeah, I remember I had a Vizio monitor at one point. And Odog says ladies like the movie theater experience. Well, I know my dog lady doesn't. Odog says, no, you had it right. And David says, got mine in Big Valley. Odog says they spawn randomly through that entire region. And David says, all the horses except the Hungarian half-bred. First place I'd look for the Hungarian is Flatneck Station, where Maximo is. And then I would look at around Emerald Ranch. Stanbot says, thanks, looking now. That is how I want you to watch and participate in these streams, is by having your game open and just playing along while I just chatter on endlessly about a variety of subjects, and we have a nice conversation. Leroy says, I got mine near the train tracks right from Moonstone Pond. Never look up there. Not really. David V says, Emerald Ranch is an excellent spot for me. Yeah, I go there. I prefer Flatneck, but I would go to Emerald second. Hortus, I found one right near Riggs Station immediately after finishing Horseman 9 one time. That's convenient. And Odog said I had one spawn near Horseshoe Overlook. A Hungarian. I do like those Hungarians. They're a nice size for Arthur. Nice all-around daily driver. David, I had pizza salad for lunch, where I take a slice of pizza and I put a salad on top of it. My favorite way to eat pizza, leftover pizza. David V, right off the hill by the stables. Has anyone noticed the log cabin in Valentine next to the church? I think it's the first structure in Valentine, the first structure that was built. Keep wanting to make a video on it. Odog says, Turkman is perfect for John and Arthur. I do think the Turkman is a little too big for John. Hortus, Hungarians are a bit chunky for me. Prefer the more nimble breeds myself. Yeah, the speedy ones. Leroy says, I got a flaxen Hungarian half-bred and named it Old Boy. Let's just say the real Old Boy did not seem amused by my antics. David says, just finished a fine night of debauchery, so on sassafras now. Well, just remember, when you're finished with her, to give her to Miss Tilly. Because, technically, she's Miss Tilly's horse. I think for the New Year's Eve stream, we shall play footage of the Gilded Cage, because that's the only fireworks in the game. And we should have fireworks for New Year's Eve. Odog says the Turk is tall but thin on the rear. I do hate that annoying neck flap they do when they're stressed. freaked me out the first time I saw it. And I remember I used to rush to chapter 4 just because I loved that golden Turk so much. I loved that coat. But I couldn't get over the neck flap, and ultimately a race war hybrid just doesn't work for me. How's your dog, David? I saw that he graduated. Said he was jealous. David says, don't like Turks. Well, that's a shame, David, because the Turks like you. Raiding Shady Belle for fun and profit. Shady Belle is slightly easier than King Dog Ranch. Miko Herptile with 500 Filipino pesos. Shout out to the Philippines. Thank you, Miko Herptile. I really appreciate it. Your support keeps this channel going. This video is sponsored by viewers like you. Thank you, friend. Hortus says, I like Turks, but they're a bit skittish. Yeah, they're a very high-strung beast. John is blowing up the, all the dynamite he can find. And there are free weapons. They're all worn. Don't bother with them. They're nothing special. Miko Herptile, how are you, friend? How are you doing tonight? Happy Monday. On Mondays, we Marston. Micah T says, my grandfather's parents were from the Philippines. Shout out to the Philippines. Well, you know I'm half Filipino. I thought you guys knew that. Thought it was obvious. With an Asian face and a name like Antonio. Leroy says, my Turks seemed like they were bomb-proof. They took crossfire well, surprise cougar attacks well, and random encounters well. They're genuinely my go-to horse. I prefer the Hungarians for a go-to horse. Micah, Antonio was also my grandfather's name too. LOL. We called him Tony for short. Yeah, it's a popular name. It's like John Smith or Muhammad. And Miko Herptile says, all good. Thanks, Super Antonio. Thank you, friend. Hope everyone's having a great day. I hope you're having a great day. Really appreciate you showing up. And we will be doing Free Roam Fridays on Friday at 8 p.m. PST. And then movie night will be Alfred Hitchcock's Vertigo. And then after that, on the next movie night, we will be doing Pee-wee's Big Adventure, because Paul Rubens just died, or recently died, and I want to showcase that movie as a tribute to him. Also, it's a really funny movie. Micah, do people call you Tony in real life? No, they do not. They call me Antonio. If you call me Tony, it's because I'll introduce myself as Tony if I don't expect to ever see you again. Odog says, the Turk and the Hungarians are my go-to horses now. That and the original that's given to us. Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah. Well, you know my go-to horses: Biscuit, the Piebald Tobiano, the Brindle Thoroughbred, and then I like to have a wild card for number 4. Leroy says, I sadly must go. No worries, friend. It's late, and unfortunately, I have work tomorrow. I had a fun time. Goodbye, everyone. Thanks for being here, Leroy. Have a great day at work. Have a great week, and hopefully we'll see you on Fridays. On Mondays, we Marston. I'll see you in the next live stream. He's doing well as a mod, Odog, though I told him he's on probation, but he's not. Miko Herptile, Arabians and Turkomans seem to be fidgety and restless. They are indeed. The Dutch Warmblood is my go-to horse almost every time. There's the free one, the Sooty Buckskin, that the Gold Prospector has, and the drunk one that you need to give directions to, the drunk fella in Valentine also has a Sooty Buckskin. Micah says, I always lose the first horse we get in chapter 1. I always try to keep that horse, but I'm sentimental about it. David says, FGC was fun too. Free graham crackers. You know who likes graham crackers? Sadie. I buy them because human treats are cheaper than dog treats. And I trust them more. I'd rather give her like half a graham cracker with peanut butter on it than some random dog treat that I don't know what's in it. Also, I can eat the other half. Hodog had to get a snack. What did you get? And did you bring enough to share? Hortus, Sooty Buckskin Dutch Warmblood with the Panhandlers as well. Yes. Oh, David, the full game commentary. Yes, I'm very proud that we finally finished that. It took years. Odog, apple ice sliced. Well done, friend. Very healthy for you. I feed Sadie applesauce. And one time I gave her an apple slice and she didn't know what to do with it, even though it seemed very familiar to her. Micah, is it pronounced Graham or Graham? Graham indeed. David says, Kodak loves baby carrots. And Odok says, yeah, enough. I know, I used to trick, it's like, I loved, Sadie for a while could be tricked by baby carrots, which I enjoyed giving it to her. You know, it's like, because I would have them as late night snacks because it's something to crunch on. And then I was very happy that she would like it as well. Because, you know, in my mind, you can eat as many baby carrots as you want. However, regrettably, she understands that it's a trick and it's not a real treat. And now she'll just chew it up and kind of dribble it out on the kitchen floor. Micah says, I feed my rabbit Cheerios as a snack. Yeah, that seems like a good size, and that would work. What is your rabbit's name, Micah? And is it a 3-star rabbit? Is it destined for Mr. Pearson's special soup? Are you gonna get a scout jacket out of it? I'm sorry, I'm teasing you. I don't want to. I don't wish ill will towards you, Rabbit.
Oh, partner! Cool down, girl.
Micah, Hoppy, it's a Netherland dwarf, male. Hoppy is a funny name, I like that. Hoppy the rabbit.
好，喂睇住啊！
How long do rabbits live? Not being, I'm gonna look that up. Average and of rabbit. I genuinely didn't know. 9 years. Wow. There's no way they'd live that long in the wild. That's why they breed like rabbits. Architecture. I am passionate about architecture. I love, well, old architecture. I like old things. Vintage things. Micah says they can live up to 14 years if you care for them properly, and I'm sure you are caring for your Hoppy properly. And wristwatches. I'm passionate about wristwatches. I like collecting things, but I also feel a strong urge to be a minimalist. So I'm always fighting my collecting urge. I did put up some pictures of my Christmas display, my Christmas action figure display on the Instagram, so you can check that out. And we got about 7 more minutes of this. Winding things up. There's Rachel. I think we're gonna bother those Angelo Bronte, ex-Angelo Bronte people now. David, have you seen Pee-wee's Big Adventure? I was thinking of showcasing it on one of the Saturdays, not next Saturday, because Paul Rubens died recently, and I would like to pay tribute to him. I don't want to like focus on 80s movies. I want to be all over the map and just watch the full array of everything that YouTube has on offer. Micah says, fishes don't typically live long. I've had many fishes growing up. Used to have koi, but that was more of a,
Come on in.
that was more of the girlfriend, the lady I was living with at the time. David V says, I have not. Okay, well, you have something to look forward to. This Saturday, we are going to be watching Vertigo, Alfred Hitchcock's Vertigo from 1962, starring James Cagney and Kim Novak. My favorite Hitchcock movie of all time. I know people always list Psycho, and Psycho is good. Vertigo's better. It's a tale of obsession. John does like to fancy up his guns. Tim Burton used to be one of my favorite directors, but he's gotten so commercial. I don't trust him anymore. I think I stopped paying attention after after Ed Wood and Planet of the Apes, because after Planet of the Apes, his movies have just consistently been too mainstream. And Micah says, my father used to love watching the Golden Girls growing up. I never really watched that, but I know that a lot of people have good things to say about that series. I don't know if it's available. I mean, like on a free streaming service. Yeah, I don't traditionally love comedies. That's why Parks and Rec is so precious and valuable to me, because usually I don't care about sitcoms. I do like British humor. I like British comedies. Americans, not so much. I prefer dramas and, you know, science fiction and horror, of course. John and the Saint Denis gunsmith will take a moment to post for the thumbnail in the Instagram. Also, I think a Chinatown DLC for Red Dead would be a great DLC, where Arthur has to learn kung fu and kind of like has to deal with the gunsmith in Saint Denis. Micah, I thought you were a huge comedy fan. Not huge, not as much as I think I'm more of a I prefer darker TV shows and movies, but yeah, I mean it's important to laugh. And I find humor in odd things.
Good morning.
Hello.
I used to say that I like to approach serious things with humor and funny things seriously. I remember we made a video on translations for you remember Gerald? O-Dog David? He translated these for us. It's funny having memories. Memories of this chat and this channel and this community. Layers upon layers.
Behind you, partner.
Hello.
You guys have been here for so long. We've built a history.
Good morning.
That's him. He's going to hell.
You know, all in all, things are okay, I guess.
Good to hear.
David says, let's watch White Heat. If it's available on YouTube, absolutely. I love that movie. Top of the world, Ma.
Cat. Hey, partner. Morning,
Yeah, I wouldn't say I'm a huge comedy fan, but it is important to laugh. So I do try to watch more comedies.
gentlemen.
Morning to you,
My mother was the same way. And at the end of her life, I
Fine day.
told her to watch more comedies just because I just felt that it would be better for her spirits if she was laughing more. And I thought it might help
Hello there.
heal
Hey there, miss.
her in some way, or just lessen her pain. Micah says, I knew a lot of people growing up who spoke Cantonese or Mandarin. Many went to the Chinese school too. Yes, my parents wanted me to go to Catholic school. I am a product of 12 years of Catholic education.
Hello, sir.
Which was very well-rounded and robust.
Come on, move.
Excuse me?
I'm sure it's where I got my love of history.
Morning, mister.
Why you all riled up for? I ain't got to study this fool.
If I were a modder in this game, if I were gonna like make my own version of this game, I would start by crafting more interactions with the NPCs and giving them actual fleshed out histories and names and hopes and dreams, and turning the NPCs into more people, I guess. Just making them more real. And of course, Arthur riding a bear. I think that would be great. Have no idea how we'd do that. But at any point, that's about all we've got for you tonight, friends. I really appreciate you all being here. Miko, thank you for the super. And we got an earlier super. We shall return on Fridays. I hope everyone had a great Monday. And I had a great Monday, thanks to all you kind people. On Fridays we free roam, probably watch Vertigo. That's what I'm thinking about now. On Saturday, unless I find something that just pops out at me. Micah says, great stream. Well, it was great because you were here, friend. Sundays, I'm not sure when we will either be on at 11 PST or 8 PM, depending on what I have to show you. And then we shall return for another Marston Mondays. On Mondays, we Marston. I'll see you this Friday. Shout out to the mods.